4.
Yes, it's 5
3.
now.
Ready?
Okay. Hi!
We're Kyle and Kat, and welcome to Kyle Caught a Cat. This is our second live stream, and we're so glad you're here.
Yeah, we're really excited to see you guys. We are currently pet sitting in Biggleswade, England, and on Wednesday we begin the biggest adventure we've had yet, and we're going to circumnavigate the globe, but we will talk more about that in a little bit.
Yes, we're very excited about that. But as far as the live stream goes, the live stream, we are planning to do it about once every 3 months. We did it about 3 months ago in April, and it was such a success that we decided, hey, let's do it again. Why not?
Yeah, so for this particular live stream, we will start with some frequently asked questions that we've compiled, and then if you have any, feel free to throw them in the chat box. And if you are watching this after the live stream, still throw them in the comments, and we will answer them then. And any questions, fair game. Doesn't have to be like related to the one thing we're talking about. If you have any questions, throw them in there, and if we don't want to answer them, then we will not do that.
And we'll answer them afterwards in the comment section. We'll answer all of them, just maybe not on the live. So I guess as far as order, we're going to start with talking about the Kiwi.com questions that a lot of people have been asking, and then we'll move on to the Trusted House Sitters questions for potential pet sitters out there.
Yep, and then we will move on to kind of the more personal questions about like us and how we are enjoying travel vlogging and all of the things.
Basically the life update since last time.
Yeah, and if you are watching this later, we will go ahead and put in video timestamps, so feel free to skip to the section that you are interested in.
Yeah.
Our feelings won't be hurt.
They'll be listed in the video chapters in the description below, so that's how you can find them easily. So I guess we'll start with how did we get here?
At the end of 2024, we basically sold everything, and on February 6th, we hopped a one-way flight to South Africa to begin our lives as full-time travel vloggers.
We haven't looked back since, and we've been to South Africa, Portugal, Spain, Switzerland, England, Scotland, and even France for a day.
Literally one day in France. Our budget is approximately $3,000 per month, and we've been pretty good at keeping that up.
I mean, we've been on target every single month, except last month we were $2,000 over budget because we rented a van and did the Highlands of Scotland. It was a lot of fun, but it was very expensive. But we don't regret it.
Yeah, it was absolutely worth it.
And if you guys want to support us, shameless plug for our Patreon channel. Some of you actually who are watching here today are already supporters, but that's how we make a little bit of extra cash on the side just from people that support us there. And you can get a bunch of behind the scenes type footage as well, and more information on our budget and how we're doing with that. Every month I break out our budget with the budget breakdown. So you can see all of our financials there.
We have no secrets. Also, my parents are here, as are our marriage counselors.
Oh, great. Tim and Cheryl.
Hi,
marriage counselors.
That's so great.
That's funny. We're doing okay.
We're great.
Just kidding. Oh.
Anyway,
so, as far as our near future plans, we already talked about Kiwi, so that's going to be really fun.
Yeah, that starts on Wednesday, and we'll kind of dive into the details of that. So, the short version is that we're being paid €10,000 to create content for them and circumnavigate the globe.
Yes.
Also, this is the cat we're pet sitting.
Say hello to
Everyone say hi to Lily.
Lily. She's a drama queen.
She is. She's
Oh my
a little
goodness.
bagel. And a little diva. She said, I'm going to be on camera. But on that journey, we are going to Greece, China, Vietnam, Australia, Hawaii, Mexico, and Puerto Rico, and then finally returning to London.
So yeah, we might actually do the around the world in 80 days moment where we run up the steps in Trafalgar Square and be like, we did it! We just watched that movie the other day, the Jackie Chan one. Okay, after that madness, we will have about 9 days to relax on a cruise through the Grecian islands with my parents. We've been planning that adventure for the last 6 months, but the timing actually worked out perfectly to where we will finally get to take a break and just
right at the end of Kiwi.
Explore some islands.
Yeah, and then after that cruise, it will be December, and we will go into our next workaway.
September.
It'll be September, and that will be in Austria. It's actually a workaway that we found through someone we met at our Portugal workaway. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah. So yeah, that'll bring us up to our next live, which will hopefully, God willing, be in October.
And then we'll have more details for you because we don't know what's happening after October.
Yeah. So I guess sorry, I was reading some questions.
You totally should do that.
I don't know what you're referring to.
I don't
but
either.
I think we will
We
do
will
that.
do that.
What is Kiwi.com? We're going to head into our questions now. I guess.
So it's
Kiwi.com.
essentially a travel hacking website, or like a run up the steps. Should run up the steps.
Oh yes, we will.
Yes, we should run up the steps for 180 days. Anyway, 80 days. Moving on. It's like a travel search engine, so similar to Google Flights, but it is specifically catered to budget travelers, and there are a lot more features. And just so you guys know, this is not a sponsored video.
Mm-mm.
We're just kind of explaining this. We're not officially on the clock with them until Wednesday, so it's an app that we really appreciate.
Yeah, it actually does a good job finding the cheapest flights. They have a lot of cool features, like a lot of websites have the two typical ones, which are the
Price drop.
flexible travel day tool and the price drop,
Mhm.
but they have other really cool tools that Kat can probably explain a lot better than I can.
Yeah, so they have self-transfer, which is a hack I've been using before, but it specifically will help you find it. So it's like, for example, we're doing a self-transfer hack on Wednesday. We're flying to Greece, but instead of booking one itinerary from London to Greece with a layover in Frankfurt, we booked two separate itineraries. So it's one flight from London to Frankfurt, then a completely separate flight from Frankfurt to Greece, and it just saved us some money. They also have the Nomad tool.
The Nomad tool I like a lot because I've never seen another website that does it like this. You can put in as many destinations as you want over however long of a period of time that you want, and they will help you find the cheapest pathway to visit all the places that you want. You could even just put like starting and ending destination and say I have a month and bring me to all the places that are
have cheap flights, yeah.
And they will just give you an itinerary. So that's how we did our around the world itinerary. So using that tool. So it's a very helpful tool, and it's my favorite tool on their website.
And the last one is a little controversial. They call it the hidden cities hack. It's also called skip lagging. We are not doing it.
They wanted us to do it in China,
and I said no, thank you.
Basically, you don't get on your second flight.
Yeah. So if say we had a flight from point A to point C with a layover at B, you would just not get on your second flight and get off at your layover. Occasionally, you can get a cheaper flight that way. It can get a little sketchy if you are like going into a country with visas and stuff like that. The cat.
If we lose the camera, it's because the cat is walking right in front of the
messing
tripod.
with it.
Okay. Next question. What is Kiwi.com's World Travel Hackers Ultimate Summer Job campaign all about? Like, what is that? Basically, it's what we applied for, and it's the job that we got. It's a job. It really is a job, but they marketed it as a sweepstakes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Kiwi.com's clever way of avoiding having to pay like a production company to promote them and make a bunch of commercials so that they can post on their social media. It's basically UGC, which is user-generated content. So we'll make them content to post on their page.
That they will have like exclusive rights to. It's a little different than UGC because we will be posted in collaboration, but we're essentially working for them to provide fodder for their social media.
So it's our first brand partnership gig, which is very exciting, especially since we're being paid 10,000 euro.
Yeah, along with 7 other couples.
Yes.
Or duos. They're not all like married couples.
Yeah.
There's a mother and daughter. There's a couple of friends. Yeah.
So it's 7 of us, so 14 people altogether who are doing they're each doing their own circumnavigation trip. So this is the 3rd year they've done a campaign like this, but it's the very first year where they actually had the participants go all the way around the world. So it's a really cool travel I guess, like bucket list item that I didn't even know I had, but it's going to be really cool to be able to say like we've gone around the entire world.
Yeah. So how did you hear about this opportunity?
Well, I didn't hear about it. Kat actually somebody, shout out to Bonnie on Instagram. She just DM'd us and said, "Hey, this is perfect for you guys." And Kat saw it and
I was like,
took the lead and
sure.
applied.
And at one of our pet sits, like maybe 5-6 weeks ago, when I received that, I just went ahead and wrote the script for our first video. It was before we went to Scotland, and basically was like, do you want to direct this video, this application video? And he was down for it, and it was honestly at the time kind of like, oh yeah, it's like a fun thing, but like sweepstakes like this, competitions like this are always, you feel like they're completely unattainable, so it was wild that it actually like paid off.
But we had a feeling. I had a feeling. And all of our friends and family had a feeling. No, I just feel like we were at the perfect time in our channel growth to be that way, because in previous years, Kiwi.com only hired people that were like less than 3,000 followers at the time. They like micro influencers like us. So it was perfect timing, because I think hopefully that by this time next year we'll be overqualified for this job, getting other brand partnerships that are hopefully more lucrative than even this one.
It becomes more of a business, and that's kind of the hope with this, is that after this campaign, I'll be able to write reports on like post performance and sales conversions and things like that, and then use that in pitches for other tourism companies or, you know, tours or tourism boards, things like that. So it's one of those things, it's like hard to get work unless you have evidence of work. So this is really quite a blessing.
Really perfect timing. So what was the application process like for Kiwi.com's World Travel Hacker Ultimate Summer Job?
So like I said, the first video I scripted, they wanted that first video to kind of introduce the challenge itself, what it was, and crowdsource your audience for destination ideas. And that was video number 1.
And so our audience gave us really good ideas for places to go, and we actually used all of them except for like 2 or 3. One of them we tried to use, it was hot air balloons in Myanmar, but unfortunately it's monsoon season, like the wet season there, so they don't even offer hot air balloons.
Right? They're like, we won't do that.
Yeah, so we're like, okay. So we get to go to Sydney instead. So that's the one location that we weren't suggested going to Australia, but it made one of our travel days like half the distance, because it was gonna bring us to Sydney for a layover anyways. So we were like, why don't we just stay there?
So we're going to Cairns for the Great Barrier Reef and Sydney, Australia, and then to Hawaii. But the second video.
The second video that so it was an application online and then 2 videos. The second video was taking all those suggestions and making an itinerary and then pitching it through the video. And you guys probably, if you watch our Instagram channel, you can go look at those videos. You've probably already seen them.
Yeah, they're pinned at the top of our Instagram profile.
So. Then we waited and we found out that we got the job on June 27th.
Yeah, so which is literally 3 weeks ago, which is absolutely nuts.
Yeah. Next question.
What has the experience been like preparing for this trip?
It's been a whirlwind, mostly for Kat, because she does most of our planning and our itinerary stuff. I've been just making YouTube videos, but she's been...
Yeah, so for context or reference, if you are new to us, essentially Kyle does all of the YouTube stuff, so the directing of the shots and then all of the editing on DaVinci Resolve, and then I kind of juggle everything else, so the social media, the planning, the booking hotels, things like that. And the way that it works out, I compare it to like I am juggling and he's doing heavyweight lifting. Like it's a similar amount of workload, but they're very different. So something like this, even though I've done the majority of it, it's because he's been doing 40 hours a week on DaVinci.
But we had to find out where to store our big luggage bags. We had to buy a new bag, which we have right here. It's going to be perfect for what we need.
Yeah,
because we can only do carry-ons,
lodging, visas,
excursions,
visas. This was the first time we needed to book travel visas, so that was, I mean, a learning experience. It wasn't hard.
We went to the Chinese consulate in London the other day to drop off. We don't have our passports with us. We
that
dropped
was
them
scary.
off at the Chinese consulate
like,
and said, bye, we'll see you. So we're picking them up on Monday and we leave on Wednesday. So we're hoping that there's no hang-ups with our passports, because then we can't go to China. So
I don't think that it'll be an issue.
Yeah.
But all that is to say, it's once we got the email from them, I kind of immediately dove into planning everything, and then we had Zoom meetings with the marketing team and with the other travel hackers, and
they gave us the assignments. All the 14 of the 18 reels we have are like assigned the subject matter of them. So
we had to like write.
Scripting.
Yeah, it's been good fun, but yes, it's been quite a lot of work.
Yeah.
Are there any nerves?
Yes. I knew this question was coming, obviously, but I think I'm kind of a nervous traveler as it is. I get nervous on planes. I always think of, I think I like to prepare myself for the worst possible scenario. So I'm always thinking of like, if the pilot dropped dead, or if there was an EMF like blackout and all the planes on Earth fell out of the sky, like that kind of stuff.
It's really fun to travel with.
So just the fact that we have that many flights in a short amount of time is just a little bit stressful for me, and I have to just pray that I can overcome that fear. on a constant basis. And then otherwise, I'm kind of nervous about the unknown being in a lot of cultures. Like we've never been outside of Western culture other than South Africa. That's kind of still Western though. It's westernized.
I mean, because it is Dutch and English settlers.
Yeah. So this is the first time to the east for me, and so I know there's going to be a cultural barrier and there's going to be language barriers. I'm trying my best to prepare by looking up the cultural norms and stuff so I don't offend anyone, but I'm nervous about that, and then just nervous about the heat in Vietnam.
It's and very hot, very humid.
And yeah,
and China.
Yeah, I'm nervous about that kind of stuff.
I am not, but what I wouldn't even say that I'm nervous. It's like the thing that I'm like is taking up my brain space is the fact that like there's pressure with this being our first travel related job. So I feel like you see on influencer pages and stuff all on TikTok and Instagram, they're like, I get paid to travel, you can get paid to travel too. They're usually trying to sell you a course. And while that is true, it's like not the full story. You're not really being paid to travel so much as you are being paid to create travel content, which is a really cool job. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's not just being paid to travel. So like there are going to be times that we're really jet lagged or like really hungry, but we have to get these shots. And because it's not just our personal YouTube, like we are working for people, there are going to be times like that's a non-negotiable. It doesn't matter if you feel like it, which is fine. We've dealt with that with theater, but I think my biggest concern is forgetting things like that. Like we have to get these 8 shots in Xi'an, and oh, I forgot 2 of them, but we've already left Xi'an and it's too late. Like that's kind of what makes me nervous. But then on the flip side, I'm like, I don't want to be thinking about that so much that it pulls from the experience. And because we haven't done this before, we have no point of reference.
Yeah.
So it's all going to be very new, and I'm just hopeful that the prep work we've done mitigates that.
It will. I think that you've done so much work. I'm not worried about that kind of thing because I know that in the worst case scenario, people are kind, people will help. If they see that we're in a real big spot of trouble, I think someone will come to help us. And because of the 10,000 euro that we're getting from Kiwi.com, we can rest in the fact that we have some money left over.
Yeah, we have an emergency fund.
If we booked the wrong day for a hotel, we can get another hotel. If we miss a train or a flight or a bus, like we can get another ticket. Like it's not the end of nothing other than the plane falling out of the sky, like I'm worried about, is actually a huge problem. So I think we'll be okay.
I don't think planes falling out of the sky is going to be a big problem either. Okay, what are you most excited to see, do, and discover?
I'm most excited to see the Sydney Opera House randomly. I think ever since I was a kid, for some reason, that has been a building that I'm like, oh, I want to see that. I don't know if it's because every time Sydney is talked about in a movie or something, it's always like,
the Sydney Opera House.
Sydney Opera House.
Yeah, like a drone shot.
Finding Nemo, like it's just always like that's the building and you have to see if you go to Sydney. I don't think it's going to be that big of a thing, but I'm excited to see it.
It's a beautiful piece of architecture.
As far as doing, I'm excited to snorkel and dive at the Great Barrier Reef. That's going to be, and that's crazy because I normally don't like open water or swimming in boats, but
I've converted.
The Great Barrier Reef, like and it's coming back to life now, so it's huge that we get to do that during this turning point for the reef. So that's exciting. And then what else did I write down ahead of time?
We take notes so that this is less chaotic than it could be.
Yeah, it would be very chaotic if we didn't. I'm just excited to see like what it's like to travel out of a carry-on. I'm excited to learn if that is something that's doable for a longer period of time. I think as long as we go to warm destinations, it's doable because we've got both our bags under 14 kilograms, which is crazy. And at times we have to get it under 7 kilograms. So we're going to be wearing and hiding things in our clothing.
It's not even hiding, it's just like being stuffed in pockets and under layers.
Yeah. Inconspicuously so that nobody knows. So we kind of are hiding, but it's okay. So what are you most excited about?
Randomly, I'm really excited, like see, do, discover. I'm really excited to see the views on the Huashan Mountains.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when you think of China and you learn about like ancient China, those are all the paintings, is like those mountains and the clouds. And there's nothing like it that we've ever experienced before. So to be able to see that and the inspiration behind those kind of art pieces in person is really awesome. I'm really excited for all the tours. We're doing a lot of kind of random tours, and I think they're just, personally, I'm a big fan of tours because I think they're the best way to experience like a lot in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
But we're doing some random things. Like we're taking a coffee making class in Vietnam.
Because they have things like egg coffee, which
and
apparently is
coconut
really good.
coffee. And apparently it's like an art form.
So we're going to be very caffeinated. This is iced coffee right now. We're going to be I'm like jittery right now, but
we'll need to eat beforehand.
The tour actually says make sure to eat beforehand.
Like eat a full meal before you get
probably have like 5 drinks.
But yeah, we're doing that, and we're going to go into the Coochie tunnels from the Vietnam War and like scuba diving in the Great Barrier Reef, and we're going kayaking in Puerto Rico at the brightest bioluminescent beach in the world.
On the new moon, so it'll be very dark, and the bioluminescence is going to be incredible.
I'm so excited.
But we're also doing some private tours, which are really cool because we are staying with friends in Mexico and in Honolulu. So we are going to be able to make like homemade leis from the neighborhood, like from flowers in the neighborhood. And we're going to visit wherever our friend, I forget where she works, but she works somewhere locally, and we'll get to go with her to work. And our friends in Mexico are going to get us real, authentic street tacos in Mexico. So
it's just going to be, so that's what I'm most excited to do, is just like experience the things and then to discover. I'm excited to be surprised, kind of off that same, theme, is like, I feel like every time you travel, there are experiences you don't expect, or people you meet, or plot twists, like you miss your flight but then you get to have this really cool long layover. So I'm excited for those kind of plot twist surprises. I'm excited to see what I love about China, because I've never really been super interested to visit China. It's never been, I would love to see the Great Wall, but like I don't know, like I just was never attracted to China. But here I am going, and I'm very excited. Explore. So that's all of our Kiwi.com kind of questions for now. If you have more, throw them in, and
we can come back.
Trusted Housesitters. Let's talk about that. What is it? What have we done?
So Trusted Housesitters is an app on your phone or on the internet, and you pay $169 a year if you want to pet sit. I don't know how much it is to get pet sitters, but we're speaking from our point of view. So $169 a year, and it's been totally worth it because we spent last year probably 3 months total. Yeah, most of the last 2-ish months. And then we did one in January. And so we, you basically, I'm going to basically read some of this. When you sign up, they do a background check, and then you can apply for sits. People looking for pet sitters post about their house and their pet, and then you can search by date and location of like where you might want to go. We've gotten Kat's mom turned on to it, and now they're going to go pet sit in Canada soon. Yeah. So it's really great, even if you're not full-time travelers, if you want to see a place, just do it. Yeah, and you like animals, like it's been really nice to, as travelers, be in houses. Like not only is it free housing, but it's like comfortable home. Yeah, and feelings. Sometimes you can eat their food. Sometimes they're like, help yourself to whatever's in the fridge or it's great. Yeah, so I will say with Trusted Housesitters, it is easier to get jobs once you have had jobs. Because to be fair, like if I'm inviting strangers into my house, I'm going to comb through the reviews. So we have now actually gotten to a point where people are reaching out and requesting that we come pet sit for them, which was brand new. But when we first started, we really had a hard time getting people to accept us. So if you do Trusted Housesitters, kind of a pro tip, I would say look for some very locally to you just to start getting reviews. We did that in Charlotte when we were home in January. And it was very easy. We just stayed at this lady's house and took care of her 2 cats for a week. And now we have, 8 under our belt? Yeah. So. And it's a community based on trust. So once you finish a house sit, you can review the house and the pets that you stayed at. And they can also review you. But you can't see each other's reviews until you've posted yours. It's kind of like Airbnb. So it's really nice because they don't change their review based on what your review of them was. And that's really cool. So another pro tip about both this and Go Booney and Kiwi, we have discount codes for those. So if you, in our description, I think we need to add our kiwi.com one to our description, but it'll be down there after this live is over. You can get 25% off on your Trusted Housesitters membership. And I think you can get 20% off of Kiwi.
It's 20 euro
credit to your first booking.
Yeah.
And then Go Boonie, I forget what percentage that is.
Yeah. But
go
there
check
are
them
discount
out.
links if you want to check them out.
We'll talk about
they
Go
will be
Boonie
there.
in a minute.
Yeah.
But is it weird staying in someone else's house?
Honestly, for the most part, it's been kind of fine. I do want to acknowledge that, like, all of our pet sits have been either for an American family or an English family. Even in Switzerland, they were an American family.
Mm-hmm.
So we have kind of a mutual understanding of, like, what cultural norms are. So I don't know if it would still feel the same level of comfort outside of, you know, Western UK or Europe. It took some adjusting. I would say the first few we were like, we're in someone's house is weird. But after the first one or two, it's just such a relief to, like, have your own kitchen and to be in a house.
It feels like home. Like, we've started to feel very comfortable in other people's houses.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so honestly, it's kind of great.
Yeah. I would say, yeah, it's mostly great, but sometimes other people are very particular about how they do things or how they like things to be, or sometimes they're like, don't touch this specific item or don't touch that. And so you spend the whole time a little bit on guard, like you're gonna break something or do something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So those houses aren't as fun, but what's the worst really is people sometimes don't have the same cleanliness habits that you have. So my biggest recommendation would be to definitely read through the reviews, and if there's even one little comment about cleanliness, then we're not going to do it anymore.
Yeah, we've learned our lesson.
We've had one horror story and one like, meh, I don't know if we do this again, just because we like things clean and
I wouldn't even say we're like crazy
we're not
neat freaks.
Yeah.
But like.
But one house we spent 3 hours when we got there cleaning, just because before we unloaded our stuff, we wanted to feel clean.
Yeah, we walked in and we were like, we're not going to be able to think in here. Okay, is there an experience that surprised you taking care of someone else's animals?
I, for one, realized how much of a cat person I really am. Like, I am a cat person. I like dogs. I like other people's dogs, but I don't want to care for them. I don't want to have a dog. The only dogs I really love are the ones that are kind of like cats. The ones that are super independent and small, like they can't smell your crotch or your butt. They're too short for that. They can't drool on your leg because they're too small. Yeah, I like cats. We house-sitted for one set of 2 dogs and a cat.
Kyle did not have a great time.
And I did not like it. Anyways.
So we learned. For me, it's the different types of pet owners. We have pet sat for everything from like pulling out the food scale and weighing the kibble and like this is the exact time that they get fed every single day and very fancy, to like, yeah, keep their food bowl full, clean out the litter if it's gross. They have a cat flap, they'll go out and in and occasionally say hi, you know, here's our coffee machine. Like, just so chill, to where we almost felt guilty because we're like, we're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, this pet sit is a little more involved, but the last one, he was an outdoor cat. He came in probably 10 minutes out of the whole day total.
And we just say like, hey.
I never saw him drink water, so I think he has a water source outside that he likes, because we had a fountain for him, we kept it fresh and clean, but he never drank, he never used the cat litter the whole time we were there. It was great.
Yeah, so that's been, I guess, the surprising elements of this.
So that's all of Trusted Housesitters, so we're just going to move on to some basic questions now.
Like, yeah, and if you have any more questions, as always, throw them in the comments.
Throw them in the, yeah. So how are you doing mentally? Excited, anxious, overwhelmed? Question mark?
Yes. I would say what I wrote down is like, this lifestyle really widens the swing of the emotional pendulum. So like the highs that you feel are like unreal. You're in Scotland, you're seeing, you know, views that people dream their whole life about seeing, and ancient castles and all of this stuff, and you're just like on cloud 9. But then the lows also like majorly suck. Like if you are sick, you don't have the comforts of home. If you're like sad and it's raining, you just have to like be sad and wet. Like, so I'm very grateful for that, honestly, because I feel like it enhances, I don't know, the experience of being alive. Like, these are the stuff that life is made of. But yeah, it can be overwhelming. It can be very emotional. It can, yeah, it's a lot. It's not good or bad. It's just bigger.
I agree very much. Higher highs and lower lows.
Mm-hmm.
I would say for me, I am doing better than my first 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
I have adjusted to this way of life. I'm not walking in quite as much fear as I was before. Like, there were a few months when we first left our jobs and were selling all of our belongings. Like, I was just constantly gripped with fear. Like, it would keep me up at night.
Mm-hmm.
But that has passed, and thank God. And I'm able to just enjoy most of the time. But I do get distracted when I'm hot or sweat. I'm sweaty right now because they don't have AC in England.
In the UK. And it's hot.
And it's hot, and I decided to wear suede for some reason, or whatever this is, velvet. But yeah, I get distracted by hunger or heat or just discomfort very easily, but I am getting better at that. I've also gotten better at doing editing as my full-time job. Some days I get antsy like any other day because they're 8-hour work days of staring at a computer and editing. But I've gotten to the point where I'm not stressing out about, am I going to get this video done in time? Yeah, the video for next week is not edited yet, and we got this Saturday off because we're doing this. But I'm not stressing over the fact that I don't have a video ready for next week because I can just trust that I'll get it done. And if I don't, it's not the end of the world.
Right.
So yeah, that's been great. I've just been growing into this new lifestyle. So
yeah.
That's that.
What was your favorite and least favorite moment since your last live video?
Hard to choose, but I think my favorite day was definitely the Harry Potter set tour day. I wouldn't say that I'm a huge Potterhead, but I am a Harry Potter fan. I think it's a great story. But just as an actor / set designer / just creative in general, it was 10 hours we spent at this museum and just looking around at all the different sets that they had and all the costumes that were used in the movies and just seeing how they had such a good community on that set. And it was 10 years of just growing together, and it was just my childhood dream on top of my creative dream. And it was just very inspiring, and it was a wonderful day. I would say my least favorite day was the day that Kat went and got her mole. She had a mole removed from her shoulder in London. We were house sitting in Rochester, and it was $50 cheaper for just her to go in by herself and get it done. And we thought it was just going to be an easy procedure, and she might feel a little woozy from the numbing, but she was sick and unwell.
It was not great. It was way more invasive and intense than I think either of us anticipated.
Yeah, so I was just upset that I didn't go with her to help her, because at that point it was too late. By the time she felt bad, I couldn't go help.
After the surgery that I was like, hi, I'm suffering.
Yeah, so I felt just bad about that. That was kind of a rough day.
I would say my high was van lifing the Highlands of Scotland. I would do it again. I would do it for a whole month. It was just so magical, and also I just love van life. We've now done it twice. We did it in Iceland and we did it in Scotland. And something about just home on wheels, you can park and just see the most beautiful view and make dinner with the door open. It's just magical, and I'm obsessed with it. So that was probably the high since the last live. And then personally, my low, we had a pet sit that was not great.
It's disgusting. This is the horror story that I was talking about before.
Yeah, we found out after arriving there that it was a high crime area, and the house was really gross.
It had fleas.
The cats had fleas. They had some sort of skin conditions. You also felt so bad for the kitties, but then there was probably 3 or 4 plug-in scent things in every room.
Because it was just artificial scents that were hiding the cat smell and the just dirty smell. Everything was dusty and cat fur and crumbs and stains, and it was just not. It was not a good time. Not great.
Thankfully, it was just a weekend, and it was close to Windsor, so that was nice. And we got to see friends that we met at Van Life Iceland. They live nearby, so it was worth it as it was the vehicle to get to experience some cool things, but the pet sit itself, that was the one that taught us, like, no,
was
read
it
the
worth
reviews.
it? I may have just paid for a hotel at that point because it was not. I don't think it was worth it. I left with my leg covered in flea bites, so like I didn't sleep well because I could tell there were fleas in the bed with me. But luckily they didn't get into our suitcase or follow us home or anything. But yeah, so that was a horror story. So I guess the next question is, what's your favorite view that you've seen in the last 3 months?
Still Scotland.
That's yours.
That's mine.
I think, it's Scotland as well. The views in Scotland, the green and the rocks, just the contrast of the brown and gray rocks with the lochs with all the lakes just everywhere.
It's also like all of your favorite plant life.
I love moss and ferns and cedar trees, and it's full of those, all 3 of them in one location. That might be also why I love Harry Potter, like the setting of Harry Potter, because it takes place in the Highlands. And so it just feels magical, and it feels, it's just... I
just love Scotland.
There's nothing like
Everyone should go to Scotland, is the conclusion of that.
What's something you've struggled with or learned, and how would you like to grow/improve in the coming months? You want to go first or me?
Sure, I'll go first. I tend to have this, like, need to be this all-knowing guru that knows everything. And it's very comfortable for me, and I love teaching. But this kind of lifestyle forces you to be a student all of the time. And be okay with making mistakes, mispronouncing things, like being a beginner, and you're constantly in foreign situations that you don't have a point of reference for. So it's very uncomfortable, and I am constantly having to release this feeling of like, you are not a failure if you mispronounced this thing in a different language that you don't speak. But yeah, I feel like there's my inclination in my head is like, oh no, you're in your 30s with a wide array of life experience, like you should know everything, and I don't. And this life that we have chosen challenges that constantly. So it's just...
But you are a good teacher, and so many moments on our channel she gets to teach about health or fitness or just any number of many things that you know about that I don't. So she still is the smart one on our channel. So take goodness on that. What is
take goodness
that she's the smart one. She even has better vocabulary.
She does the speaking.
I think something that I've struggled with is just the workload of YouTube. Just editing is so much, and it just constantly hangs over my head to the point where, like, if we go do something fun and I know that I have to film for a YouTube video, it can sometimes upstage the fun part of it, and I just have this unnecessary sense of urgency. Like, I gotta get a good shot. I have to make sure to get all the shots, but I have gotten better at that. Like, right now I'm editing our Lagos video. We spent one day in Lagos, Portugal, with friends, and I left that day feeling like we got some really good shots. But now that I'm going through the footage, I'm realizing half of the shots, when we were more than half the shots on the boat, we didn't have these microphones yet with the cattails on them. The wind, you can't hear a thing. It's just pretty shots and no audio. I think 5 months ago that would have really stressed me out, and I would have been like, how can I make a video out of this? I can't do anything. But now I've grown enough to be like, okay, I can tweak this, or I can still make a video out of this. It's not going to be our best video, but I don't have to freak out. And I've just learned to trust that whatever content gets made is okay, and it's whatever content we have is the content that we give, and that's
fine. Like, the stakes are not that high. It's like, I feel like when we first started, it was like, everything is riding on this, and it's like, this is a travel vlog that 200 people are watching. Like,
chill out.
It's gonna be fine. And also, we're brand new at travel vlogging, so like, you know, let's say 2 years from now, this really has turned into a business. It's got great momentum. No one is going to go back to our first videos and be like, actually, you're a bad vlogger because this video has poor pauses. Like,
people like to go back and look at where you started. So it was just a big monster to bite off at the beginning, but now
don't let anyone gaslight you into thinking this is easy.
Vlogging is hard work.
It's a job. It's great. It's really an
It is definitely one of those, like, is that a real job kind of thing, but it's because it's self-employment. It's we're making something out of nothing by ourselves, so people don't see it as a real job sometimes. I don't think I really did.
Would
But
you
no,
say
it's
that
it's
you
a real
know?
job. Yes, it's a real job. I think sometimes in public settings I'm still like embarrassed that I'm a vlogger, but whatever, I'll get over it. And
Keep
then
going.
I guess
That's it.
that's
all
our
my
last
questions.
question, which
Wow.
is good. We wanted it to be about 30 or 45 minutes. Thank you guys so much for watching. It was great to have you here. It still looks like it's mostly our family, but hopefully
you,
more
family.
people will see it later too. If you are watching this video after the fact, after it's posted, just ask any questions in the comments and we'll definitely get back to you. And yeah, like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I guess we'll see you in October.
Bye.
Thank you guys.
I'll go turn it off. You turn it off.
I can turn it off. Don't worry.
Okay.
I can do
I'm
it.
not worried.
Say hi to our kitty cat. Oh.